Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Zero Phase. This is Eric, and we are going to revisit Inpainting. I'm getting request after request to explore it a little bit more. How do I do this? How do I do that? And so we're going to go in a little more in depth on how to more effectively inpaint. We're not going to use inpaint anything. We're not going to use the replacer. This is going to be strictly going under the image to image tab using the inpainting function. And I'm going to show you some in-depth techniques on how to kind of get what you're looking for. Okay, so a couple of requests, just adding objects into a scene more effectively, more reliably, or without changing the whole image or other contents of the image, adding people to the image, adding people behind other people. So we're going to try and touch on some of these. Now, using inpainting is not an exact science, as many of you know, but there are some things you can do to really help out with this to get more consistent results and better results. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're just going to generate an image. I think I want to do so. Since a lot of people have been asking about adding people to a scene and people behind other people possibly, let's go ahead and explore that. I'm going to switch back over to Sahastra Kotai. Where to go here? Okay, and then we're just going to do something simple. Okay, I think I've touched on this a little bit before, but I think we're going to just change it up a little bit. Digital illustration of a Mediterranean town square, open market, lots of people. Okay, I'm not going to use a negative prompt. Got to get rid of the VAE. I use that on the other one. We'll switch back over to that here in just a second. We are going to do this at 16 by 9, and we're going to switch it to Euler A. Give it a little bit of a softer look. Okay, let's go ahead and run that through. Okay, so this is the image we got. That's a little too, I don't know, simple. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm just going to run over here. We're going to run it through my prompt generator real quick here. Get something a little bit better quality. Okay, run it again. There we go. Let's grab that. Put that in here, run that again. It's just a little too flat for me. I kind of want something, yeah, there we go. This is going to be a lot better. So, in a previous video, I did generate an image similar to this, and I was showing how to add people in. And so we're going to try doing this, some of the techniques in this, and I'll show you what tools or what settings to really mess with to get the effects you're looking for. Okay, so we're going to send this over to the Inpainting tab. And so let's just add some stuff, okay? So one of the things you're going to want to, first let's change our brush size, and we do need to switch over to an Inpainting model. Now, I have been playing around with the RPG Artist tool Inpainting V4 Inpainting model, which has been actually wonderful. It's been really good at doing these inpaintings. So it's the Zovia RPG Artist Tools V4 Inpainting. Had this for a while. They might have an updated one, but this was one of the more recent ones, and I forgot I even had it. So I started using it, and it does great at inpainting. It's awesome. So we're going to go ahead and set a negative prompt, and let's see. Let's go ahead and pick something we want to do here. Let's add somebody over on this side right here, looking at these fruits and veggies. So we're going to come up here. Just going to add a mask here. Now, okay, A lot of you I know run into this issue where like, oh, okay, you know, we're going to do this and then we're going to come down and we're just going to do only masked, okay? And you're going to run into, and as you're doing only masked, you want to do a square area, okay? So we're going to switch this to 1 by 1. This is the, this drop down I'm using here. If you haven't watched my other videos, this is the aspect ratio helper extension, okay? Great, awesome to have. Allows you to do a lot of things like lock in whatever aspect ratio you want, or you can enter in and customize the aspect ratios you want. Okay, since we're using a 1.5 model, we're going to drop it down to at the most 768. Okay, this is going to be your in-paint area, 768 by 768. It's not designating the entire image. We're not going to be in-painting the whole image. So to get a new person in there, we can do original or fill. I'm going to show you both ways. We're going to start with original. Okay. Now the setting you're going to want to pay attention to is the only masked padding pixels. Okay. What this does is it designates how many pixels around the in-painting area it's going to pad out, and that really that's what kind of helps the AI determine like what the context of the whole image is. Okay. Am I going to be, you know, what's the style, what's the coloring, and the surrounding area. So when you're trying to add stuff, sometimes it's better to reduce this down, giving the AI less context, and so it's able to be a little more creative with what's going in the image. Sampling steps, you definitely want to have this up to probably about 40. It helps with the blending. Mask blur, when I'm in painting, I usually do at minimum 8. It really blends the edges, gets rid of that seam that you're kind of looking at. Okay. Sometimes when you're in painting, and especially if you don't have a good in painting model, you end up with, the edge around where the in painting area is. Okay. When you increase this mask blur, it helps to alleviate that. It gets rid of that. Okay. All right. So we've reduced the only masked padding pixels down to 20, which reduces the amount of information the AI has around the whole image itself. The other thing we kind of want to do is increase the denoise strength. By doing this, it kind of introduces a little, allows the AI to be a lot more creative with what it's putting in. Okay, so 80 to 90 typically is fine. We're also going to change this back over to Euler A. Okay, now this is the other thing we got to do. We got to describe what we're going to be putting in here. Okay, let's go ahead, and you don't have to be super complex. Let's say woman in green dress looking at what is it? It's almost like a veggie stand, I guess. Green vegetable stand. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. We're describing what's in here. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get this right the first time, but these are the settings that will help. Okay, we're also going to, we're just going to leave it at one batch. I just want to see if it gets it right off the bat. Okay, config scale you can mess with. I don't think we need to, and that's it. Okay. So just as a quick review, we're masking out the area we want this person to be in. Mask blur, increase a little bit to help blend the edges a little bit. We're going to do original this time, taking the original content of the image and we're going to try and manipulate it. Reducing the only masked padding pixels down. Okay, this decreases the amount of the original image the AI has to look at to have context of what it's doing. And then sampling steps increase, which gives the AI more steps to really kind of work and create the image around that and blending it in. Okay. Make sure you have a 1 by 1 aspect ratio area you're working with, and increase the denoise strength. Okay. Let's go ahead and generate that. See what we get. Oh. sorry. Forgot to switch the VAE over. So the RPG Artist tool does require, unless it says VAE in the name, it doesn't have the VAE baked in. Okay, this helps with coloring and especially with inpainting. So we switch it over to the VAE 840,000 EMA pruned. Okay, you should be able to find that out on Hugging Face. If you don't have it, a lot of times the people who produce these checkpoints will have links on Civet AI, but you should be able to find that. If I'll go out and maybe find it and provide a link in the description. Okay, let's try that again. Should get a better result this time. There we go. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. See, that was flawless. I mean, that was great. That worked really well. Getting that added in, blending it in. We don't have any edges. Okay. I'm okay with the direction she's in. I'm experimenting with some techniques that's, and I don't know if I'll be able to do this using open pose to see if using inpainting we would be able to change the direction of an inpaint area that small of the person who's in it. Unfortunately, I have not had too much success with that yet. Okay, now let's go ahead and send this image. I like that. Let's go ahead and send this image over to Inpainting. Okay, now let's take a look at what we're going to do next. Get rid of the masked area. So as you can see, we got that girl there. Now somebody had asked about adding somebody behind another person, okay, without changing the original person too much. Now this does get a little more difficult, and so I'm gonna see. We're gonna try some things here. Let's see if we can't. We're gonna zoom in here. Change the mask's size here. So I don't know if you don't know what I'm just doing, what I just did there in zooming in the canvas. Okay, there. I think this is an extension. Let's go take a look here. I'm pretty sure this is an extension that I don't think it comes with. Let's see. Yeah, the SD Canvas Editor. So that gives you some more functionality when with the canvas here in the inpainting area. Yeah, we kind of lost it there. What happened to it? Let's close that out, reintroduce it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it works really well. You have some shortcut keys and some other stuff that you can use to zoom and grab it and move it around and do various things with it. Okay. So what I want to do is we have this lady right here, and let's say there is a person on the other side. Okay. Let's say a child. I think a child would be perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of mask this area out along this. We're going to let the AI have the context of the person, the lady there, but we're going to add a child right there. Okay. Move that back over there. So what we want to do now is in the description, we're going to go over here. Cute little toddler in red dress and curly, brown hair. All right. So for this, oh, you know what? We're going to add in the context standing next to, let's do this. Hiding behind woman in green dress. Okay. It does help to give the AI a little information about what's going on here. Okay. So we're going to do that. And mask blur, yeah, we're going to reduce this down because we're working with a really small area. We're going to go down to 4. And then come down here. We're going to keep it on original. I think the only mask padding pixels, I think at 20 we should be okay. We're going to find out how that works. Sampling steps, yeah, we're going to leave it at 40. I think everything else, oh yeah, we got to make sure we switch this back to a 1 by 1. When you send the new image from over here to over here, it obviously takes the dimensions and modifies the width and height. So you want to make sure you readjust that when you're doing the in-paint only masked area. Okay. I think all the other settings we can leave the same. Let's go ahead and see what we get with this. Yeah, we are not getting what we want. So I think we are going to need to reduce, let's reduce the only masked padding down to, let's do it down to 12, try that. You'll see the area gets a little bigger. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so she's got a green dress. Let's see, what did I specify? Red dress. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to emphasize this. 1.2. Let's do a 1.2. But here's the thing. You have the child now. Okay? We have this child kind of hiding behind, her mother, we'll say. And we don't want to mess with that anymore. We're not going to try and recreate that. All we want to do is change kind of how she looks. So we're going to send that image over to the Inpaint now. We're going to leave the mask the same. We're not even going to touch the mask. Now what we can do is come down here. We can increase the only mask padding a little bit here. And we are going to leave it on original. We're going to increase this again. Okay. And again, switch this to 1:1 to 768. And we don't want to modify what's there too much. So we're going to reduce this down to 0.7. We've emphasized red dress. Okay. And what that's going to allow the AI to do is take what's there already and just remodify it using this new prompt. So we'll go ahead and run that. Oh, we're going to have to give it. See, it's still doing green dress, and part of that is because it's doing bleed over from the dress that the mother's wearing. Okay, so we're going to re-emphasize this more. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and increase this. 0.8 might be a little much. Let's see what it does. So we're kind of getting the red top, still getting the bleed over there. It's really cute though. So we could probably run with that. If you wanted to, you could take this in even smaller and change the mask area. Let's see if I remember how to. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna grab. Let's get rid of the mask. And what we're gonna do is just do this. We're gonna really get in there and refine this, and hopefully eliminate the bleed over from the other dress. Okay. See what that does. See, did I not change something? So we got cute little toddler. Let's get. Oh. Okay, yeah, we gotta get rid of that. Oh, I forgot. So we have green dress in there. That's one of the reasons we're having problems. Got to be careful about what's in your prompt. Yeah, we're still getting the green dress. Okay, did we increase that? Drop this. No, config scale we want. Back at 7. Sorry. Come back up here. Padding. We're going to reduce the padding down again. See, this is what I'm saying. It's not an exact science. Okay. And we are still getting a green dress. What is going on? Cute little toddler and red dress, right? Red dress. I'm wondering if we are dealing with the mask blur being too much. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Beautiful. So again, not exact science. Play with the settings. Settings, you got to remember, mask blur. padding pixels, the only mask padding pixels, okay? Those are the two big ones that really affect your ability to add characters, items, whatever to a picture, okay? Now we're going to go through, I love that. This turned out great. That just really adds a lot of character to the image. It is interesting. There's a little more detail to these characters than the others, and that's fine. Maybe that's the focus of the image. Maybe that's where we want to look, okay? So let's try adding some other stuff to this. Just as, again, kind of practicing here and showing you how to do this. We're going to add some objects to this image. Let's get rid of the original mask. And let's add some crates. Yeah, let's add some crates. Let's see, where do we want to put? Oh, maybe that's not what we want. Let's add a dog. Why not? Let's add a dog. Let's add a dog right there. Let's come up here. Kind of a dog do we want? Let's say I'm partial to Australian Shepherds. Cute Australian Shepherd puppy running down cobbled street. And let's try that. So we have this here. It's a pretty big masked area, okay? I want to make sure we're getting what we want. We're going to increase the mask blur again. I want to back up to, I think, 12 on this one. We're going to do original, but we're going to leave the only mask padding down 20, okay? Change this back to 768 by 768. And yeah, leave everything else the same. Let's just try that and see what it does. This has been a game changer in being able to figure this out. This only mask padding really helps determine whether you're going to be able to add stuff in or not. Okay, when it's all the way up, it's got too much context, and you're just going to get, it's just going to re-render the same whatever is in the scene kind of thing. So there's our little Australian Shepherd running down the street. Did get a little weirdness on the you can see on the cobblestone, it's a little softer, but overall it blended it really nice. Change this guy's leg back here. Not a big deal. I mean, we're dealing with kind of an abstract image here, which is not too bad. Okay, that's pretty good. I like it. We added a little more character. So one more thing here. Let's go ahead and add somebody up here looking out the balcony. Why not? So let's get rid of that mask. Let's come up here and let's just go like this. Now this is going to be interesting because we don't want to change the railing, but we got to put somebody behind the railing. So you want to leave the context. You're not going to mask out the entire railing. Okay, the AI will understand that there's railing there, and it's going to need to connect both sides. So in the description, we're going to put young girl standing on balcony, right? Wearing white dress, leaning on railing. So with this, it is a small area, and I believe the settings we have should be fine. Let's reduce the mask blur down just a tiny bit, down to 8. We're going to use original, okay? Only masked. We're going to leave the only mask padding down at 20, okay? Sampling, sampler, all the same. Change it back again to the 768 by 768 and leave everything else the same. Denoise strength up between 0.8, 0.9 is great. Let's just see what that does. Woo! Perfect. Well, almost perfect. I've run into this issue before. I think it's great. I think it works. But as you can see, it almost looks like her leg is on the other side, or kind of pushed through the railing. And this could be fixed in post. I mean, you come in here in Photoshop and just kind of draw a couple little lines down through that, and it's right. It's great. That worked out great. Even added a little bit of a shadow kind of on the door there. Kept the railing the same. So as you can see, this is if you understand this setting here, only mask padding pixels will help achieve just about any kind of in painting you want. Okay, and allow you to manipulate and change and add the detail you want to your image. Okay, even after you've upscaled it, you can add even finer detail. This could be a photo, and you could add stuff into it. The principle is the same. Reduce the only mask padding down will help the AI to really achieve getting something in there. When you have it up too high, in fact, I'll show you real quick here. We're going to increase the, I don't remember what the default is. I think it's like 32. And you might get it, you might not get it. Again, sampling steps really helps too, but let's go ahead and try that at the default 32. See what it does. Oh, not bad. It does it. It did it there. Again, her legs kind of through the railing. We're going to increase the padding again. We do have the denoise strength up pretty high, which does contribute a lot to this as well. Yeah, see, it's just kind of on the other side of the railing now. If this were down to 0.75, I think 0.75 is like default. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it's doing pretty good just getting it in there. There we go. She's kind of leaning on the railing. That one's actually really good too. So, I mean, as you can see, it's not exact science. I know a lot of people struggle with getting things in there, but trust me, adjusting these settings, the only mask padding, denoise strength, and again the mask blur as well will help achieve really good results. Also, make sure you're using a good Inpaint model like the Azov RPG Artist Tools V4 Inpainting. I'll leave a link to that too. Okay, I'll grab the links for the VAE, the checkpoint for this, and I think that should help you guys out a lot in being able to understand like how to get objects behind other objects. So you're not masking out the entire object that you're putting something behind. You just want to get the edge so that it maintains the context of that one, but also has enough area over here to add in what you want. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this, and make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when other videos come out. I'm not super regular on my videos right now, and I love the feedback. I'm glad my videos are helping people. I try to focus on some of the more nitty-gritty, esoteric skill sets when it comes to AI image generation and manipulation. My videos are not the super flashiest. My production value is probably crap, but I don't really care. I like the rawness of it. So we'll talk to you all later. Thanks.